It's a delicate spot during the best time of the year, and for the team on home ground, a response is needed. USL Championship action brought to you by Rhode, the official hospital and healthcare partner of OCSC. Drops us in Southern California, where Orange County SC goes up against Rhode Island FC. Greetings to all, wherever you may be, with Ross Davenport. I am David Gascon. Ross, we jump right into the Western Conference standings, top to bottom. For Orange County, they're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, with all the injuries, all the managerial changes, somehow they're still only 3 points off the playoff line. FC Tulsa losing right now to Lou City, so if Orange County can get those 3 points tonight, they would jump back over that red line.
Yeah, it's a little bit different in the Eastern Conference standings. For Rhode Island, early up on the season, it was draw, and then all of a sudden they started getting right. 3 points here, 3 points there. Look where they're at now.
Yeah, those 13 draws are insane. Pittsburgh, though, they've got things going, starting to play catch-up now. Loudon had a big win tonight, so Rhode Island, they've had some success on the West Coast already this season. See if they can add 3 points to it tonight and perhaps jump even higher above that playoff line.
Man, turn things back to Orange County. They ran through a dry spell, scoreless in 5 straight matches. I mean, you look at it, Ross, they haven't won a match since July.
Yeah, nearly 2 months ago, but in our USL Championship terms, that seems like a forever ago. Marcus Nakim, his only goal this season so far after the flick on there to open things, and Owen Lamb, his late goal would make it 2-0. But things have changed since then, managerial changes. Players have started to get healthy. Perhaps this is the time for Orange County to go on a late run. Yeah,
Ethan Zubak is our Omega accounting player to watch tonight. He scored 2 goals last week in the 3-2 loss to Las Vegas.
He did, yeah, 25 years old, playing his trade in his native California. You mentioned that brace in 2 weeks ago now, that 3-2 loss to Las Vegas. 33 career USL Championship goals. Look for him to continue to be the focus of the Orange County attack tonight, even under new coach Danny Stone.
And on the flip side of things for Rhode Island, they have looked good in recent weeks. The confidence is building inside that locker room, isn't it?
It is. Their last win came 2-0 over Birmingham in late August. Stephen Turnbull, one of the best attacking wingbacks in the league, and he can jump into the stands as well. JJ Williams, he will start on the bench tonight. Lovely flicked header here off the set piece. We'll see if they will need him in the second 45 this evening.
An expansion club here in USL Championship in 2024. With expansion comes the youngsters, a 20-year-old named Jack.
Yeah, Jack Panayotou, 20-year-old from Massachusetts, on his second low spell now from New England Revolution in the MLS. He scored in his first 2 games at Rhode Island back in May. Went back to New England and then back now again here for the last 2 games. A creative attacking midfielder, great technical ability, can also finish as well. Look for him to cause chaos, especially in the channels tonight.
Playoff lines are at stake for both these teams. Who's going to come out on top and capture 3 points? Coming up on their side, we'll get you the starting 11 and first touch. It's Rhode Island. It's Orange County coming up next.
The community aspect of Orange County Soccer Club. And if you want to support local sports and local teams, this is like the definition of a local team. More than just a soccer team, it's more of a huge family that's coming together here to support the one and only professional team that we have here in Orange County.
OCSC is just such an amazing place to go with the family on Saturday nights. We look forward to it so much, and we can't get enough of it.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Here in Orange County, passion runs deep for the beautiful game and for the community. That's why Patterson Autos is proud to be the official sponsor of the Orange County Soccer Club. From Tustin Mazda to Tustin Hyundai, Huntington Beach Mazda to Mission Viejo Kia. We're 4 dealerships strong, serving Orange County with the best selection of your favorite vehicles. At Patterson Autos, we believe in teamwork, community, and giving back. So join us in cheering on OCSC. Come visit Patterson Autos, your favorite Orange County dealer, and let's score together.
This match is presented by Raising Cane's, the official partner of OCSC. Back here live, Championship Soccer Stadium in Orange County, California with Ross Davenport. I'm David Gascon. Ross, the starters for the home side.
Yeah, second game under interim head coach Danny Stone. A couple of changes. Out go Ryan Flood. Chris Hagart, not even in the 18 in the midfield for Orange County. In come the 16-year-old youngster Pedro Guimaraes and Ryan Dogman. They maybe go 3 or 5 at the back here as Danny Stone continues to tinker.
Surprise starter in net tonight for the roadside. Jackson Lee gets the nod.
Yeah, Koke Vegas did not make the trip due to some personal reasons. Zach Harivo, only his second start of the season, and Gabriel Alves, only his third start since May. Jackson Lee will be between the pipes.
So Lee gets the start so far this season. Even 500 record, 3-3-3 with a goals against average at $1.75. Save percentage at .667, 3 clean sheets on the year. To counter, Colin Shuttler, 7-10-3. Goals against at .160, save percentage at .737 with 7 clean sheets as this contest is officially underway. Rhode Island, the dark kits will be moving from left to right on your screen. Orange County, the light kits, the orange, the white, will be moving from right to left on the attack. Gorgeous night here in Southern California. The city is Irvine. Temperatures at kickoff, 73 degrees. Ross, not a cloud in the sky. Perfect night for ball.
Beautiful for, certainly a matchup with plenty of playoff implications. I'm sure there are some East Coast teams that have already finished their games this evening. They'll be checking in to watch this one.
And listening to you.
Of course.
Priorities, Ross, priorities.
It should be a fun one here tonight. Cano Smith's done a great job with this Rhode Island squad. You mentioned in the open, so many draws, but they finally got things going. Some big wins of the last month or so. And this man back in the mix, Jack Peniotto. Keep an eye on him. On that right channel.
Yeah, Peniotto, 20 years of age. But he's not the only youngster that's playing here tonight. They have one on their side for Orange County.
You see him there right at the bottom, number 13, Pedro Guimaraes. He's on the left wing back tonight. He played a little bit of left back earlier this season. Well, last month, I should say now. Now getting a chance to start. The youngster, he's impressed. A little bit of a free roll there on that left side. See if he can bomb forward, but don't forget his defensive responsibilities. I hope he took his homework with him.
Yeah, Guimaraes, 16 years of age, actually a local product here. He grew up in Aliso Viejo, so for those that don't know, including you, Ross, just a little bit down the 5 freeway, probably about 9 to 10 miles. That would equal an hour in Southern California traffic.
I'll take your word for it. With your California experience, I've been
it's unforgiving at times.
A couple of times, but yeah, exciting times for Orange County, obviously under interim manager now, Danny Stone, former Phoenix Rising manager. See if he can get his team back above the playoff line. It's been a while since they've been. So many injuries early on, obviously. Lost both Alaskis, one to a transfer and one to a season-ending knee injury.
See what they do, try to get the front foot. It'll be compelling tonight if they can get the advantage and then hold on. Last week, or the last contest against Las Vegas, they had a 1-0, then 2-0 lead. Zubac, his 5th and 6th goals of the season, but they couldn't hold it up. It was 2-0, and then all of a sudden they conceded 3 unanswered goals. In fact, the game-winning goal that was scored late in full time was an own goal into the box. Played around, Rhode Island looking to clear it, and they will.
There's still plenty of talent on this Orange County side there. Kyle Scott, look for him to run the show in the middle. Seth Gasippli back healthy again as well.
It was interesting when we had that conversation with Danny Stone earlier this week. The one thing he acknowledged when we asked the question, hey, teams can get hot, they can get cold, but rebound, and you, of course, know that, and Danny acknowledged, yes, obviously, the rising, no pun intended, of Phoenix last year because they caught fire at the best time of the year, and no one held them down.
Listen, all you got to do is get into the playoffs. The Western Conference, perhaps a little more balanced than the East. Louisville and Charleston, who Charleston did lose tonight, so they are human. Heavy top at the East, but the West, yeah, New Mexico have been struggling a bit. There's certainly no easy matchups, but certainly nothing super difficult either.
Played into the box, ideal situation, but Shuttler will come out immediately to shut things down. Dequa with a nice heel kick, though. Paniatu on the right-hand side. Take a look at the keys to tonight's matchup, brought to you by Patterson Auto Parts.
Yeah, I mentioned Kyle Scott. Here he is on the ball now. Everything should go through him. Quality, technical, central midfielder. Great distribution. And then as for Rhode Island, only their third trip to the West. They went to Vegas as well as Monterey Bay, but they've had some success. Obviously some changes tonight. And goals you mentioned, and especially at the back as well. Alves and no Darcy back in, so settled early here on the road. It's a long trip out. Cobwebs out of those legs.
Dogman trying to play this through. Easy gobble up for Jackson Lee. At least when you go from the East Coast to the West Coast, Ross, especially in this kind of a situation, you can assimilate to the match quickly because the weather conditions are good. If you were maybe going to Texas or Arizona or Nevada, that could be a little challenging, especially when temperatures get to the triple digits.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, still, if you're on an airplane for 5 or 6 hours, I know they try to come in. Some of these teams now try to come in 2 days early.
Yeah.
Just to get the cobwebs out of the legs and get the blood flowing a bit. But even then, sitting on a plane and sleeping in a different bed, when you do get to sleep, see the time difference makes a difference with that too. But yeah, listen, Rhode Island is their first season as well, though, so still perhaps getting used to things travel-wise. Hopefully they didn't have any issues getting out there.
There's worse places to go than Orange County. You know, you can hang out in Irvine and Newport Beach for a little while, get some beach, get some sun. It should be okay even with a 5-hour flight. Come on, Ross.
I had a college coach I was talking to last week, said he brought his team to the beach for 90 minutes. I said, it's transfer portal. You don't want to be bringing these girls to the beach. He's from the depths of Texas. So it probably wasn't a wise decision.
No. Especially with NIL, right?
Right, exactly.
Into the 6th minute. Neither team with a bona fide chance yet. Alves amongst the starters here tonight. Dequa does return. Dequa, formerly with Pittsburgh, 7 goals in the campaign, 3 helpers. Fuson also out there. Good deployment for Rhode Island. This year on the road, they're actually pretty decent, which is a successful theme for any club that has the aspirations of going far in USL Championship playoff scenarios. They're nearly 500, 4-4-6. So if you're capturing points in 10 to 14 matches, you're doing something right.
Listen, some people might look at those 13 draws as a negative as well. That means you're not losing games. You're in every game.
Zubak want to get the service back. Crossed and played through. Cleared away, though, by Rhode Island.
Obviously, their home really isn't their home at the moment. They're playing at a college stadium. Their fancy new stadium will be ready next season. Saw some pictures of that earlier today. Looking great.
Dequa was on a run. On the opposite side was Turnbull. No one played through and immediately ejected. Orange County must be cleaner defensively tonight than they were a week ago or 2 weeks ago against Las Vegas. Because it felt like as soon as Zubak scored his 2nd goal, they were on their back heels the entire match.
I think perhaps why the change here tonight to the 3/5 at the back. Get things a little more settled.
And Danny Stone even said to us, he feels like at the end of that match, a lot of players were ticked off. And he felt like his club would respond in kind here tonight. We wouldn't be surprised if they won this match, and they did so in convincing fashion.
Yes, that's a good sign that their players were ticked off. Dave?
To the box, leveling up.
And with all the turmoil at the club this season, coming off a loss like that, you could expect perhaps heads to go down and just be, let's get the season over with, but they are right in the mix. Still, just 3 points off the playoff line, and perhaps Danny Stone can bring a breath of fresh air to this squad, which, as he said, has tons of talent still, despite the injuries.
Not easy to overcome. Got a moment now for tonight's injury report presented by Zolfagari Law. A few guys are out. Obviously, Brian Olowski done for the year. Koke Vegas did not make the trip, as you mentioned. That's a big blow to Rhode Island.
Yeah, certainly one of the best goalkeepers in USL Championship. We'll see how Jackson Lee, the young Australian, can do filling in for him tonight. He's having a different voice back there can certainly change things.
Panayiotou from Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Edging that ball forward.
Trevor Weissman is our lead official tonight.
Both teams in that 3 at the back system. Match each other nicely. Orange County with 1 up top, Rhode Island with 2.
Panayiotou working the back post. Colin Shuttler is there to gobble it up. Easy save for him to make. But Darcy was in front, expecting the header to come his way. No dice.
And Shuttler, also one of the better goalkeepers in the USL Championship. When he gets on a roll, he can certainly be one of the best shot stoppers. Yeah, that front 3 for Rhode Island. Panayiotou sitting just behind Fuson and Dikwa. It's going to be a handful tonight, whether you have 4 or 5 at the back for this Orange County squad.
Bad connection. They go on the approach. Ibarra, 10th minute. Rhode Island last match was on September the 7th, dropping one to Pittsburgh on the road 2-0. Last contest for Orange County was on August the 31st. Led 2-0 to Las Vegas and then fell 3-2 was the final.
Yeah, that Rhode Island lost to Pittsburgh. They only had 2 shots for Fuson and Halstead, none on goal. No shots at all in the first half. It was an offensive struggle against that Pittsburgh squad that started to get things going now. They did lose earlier tonight, though, to Tampa Bay after having a 1-0 lead.
Bob Lilly's group, they went from the penthouse to the outhouse last year, losing in the first round to Detroit. And this year, it's almost like a resurrection because they were nowhere near the playoff line. And then before tonight's contest got underway, they were in that A spot. Now they're still battling. So is Orange County, though. Zuback trying to approach. Coming out, Jackson Lee. Signed with Rhode Island at the tail end of last year, 2023. Selected in the MLS Super Draft this year, 20th overall by LAFC. This pitch tonight is littered with talent across the board. Felt like we'd have a good matchup and a compelling one given the circumstances for both teams.
We certainly saw some of the early matchups tonight that were close going to the hour mark, and then teams realized what they needed from those games and really turned it on late. Loudon especially coming away with that 4-2 win.
Hartford trying to chase down Rhode Island. They won tonight in Miami. What else is new? Blue City 1-0 over FC Tulsa. San Antonio 1-0 right now over Oakland. Sacramento and Phoenix just underway. Monterey Bay and Las Vegas will begin their festivities shortly. The bottom portion of the alley. But here in Irvine, nothing doing yet. But good spirit, good energy early on. Guimaraes, second appearance for Orange County.
This actually looked like Orange County more of a traditional back 4. Dogman pushing up to the midfield.
Dunbar out wide. They look at this and it goes sailing over the net of Lee. Not a good strike by Dogman. I'd love to have that one back.
So more of a left fullback. Getting a chance to push more further forward tonight. Just takes the pressure a little bit off. Guimaraes at that left back spot. Covers him defensively. Gives him a bit of extra help. Let's look at Danny Stone.
What do you think? Is Danny Stone in a high pressure situation coming in as the interim coach?
I think the pressure is there slightly because of the amount of talent on this team and the expectations coming into the year. But as things have gone, I don't think so. I think he's got to prove himself over the next few weeks that he deserves the full-time gig. Got some tough matchups obviously coming up, including a home game against his former team, Phoenix Rising.
Oh, plenty of contact inside the 18. Trevor Weissman says, fellas, play on, please.
do have Monterey Bay, El Paso, Hartford, who are certainly beatable sides. Taking a look at this one here. Nice turn by Dogman, showing his offensive challenge. Yeah, there wasn't really anything in that. Stoneman not sticking out the leg, riding the contact. Dogman was clearly looking for that. No, I don't think Danny Stinson. I think I think he'll be grateful that he's found himself in this position. And listen, a lot of Phoenix fans were upset when he was let go.
Yeah.
That rematch certainly be a fun one. It's a shame it's not in Phoenix.
Moraes looking into the pleasant night. Fans in the north and south end.
Great to see the fans still coming out despite Orange County's struggles this year. Always been well supported, this club.
Always.
You see there's all the nonsense rumors a year or two ago about not being here for much longer, but seem to be here for now. It's great to see. Lovely little facility.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup. Almost reminds me of a spring training facility in Scottsdale, Arizona, Salt River Fields. It's the home of the Colorado Rockies and the Arizona Diamondbacks, because they have the Major League ballpark in the middle of the yard, and then they have, I think it's 4 or 5 other baseball diamonds around it. Championship Soccer Stadium is just like that for soccer. Those complimentary soccer fields around the main pitch here, which allows fans, their family, recreational leagues, soccer tournaments to be played. It's a great environment here, and it's easy for fans to come and digest plenty of USL Championship soccer.
That's the way to do it now with these practice facilities. Multiple fields, sometimes even with different surfaces.
Dogman trying to press forward. Ball's given up, though.
Dogman's finding himself in good positions here in the first 15 minutes for a left back by trade.
Yeah, he's had a lot of touches early on, which allows him to establish a rhythm. Question is, what does he do with it? Dogman. Guimaraes is creeping up. Scott gets it back. Scott from the UK gets dropped.
It's going to be a warning to Hervo, perhaps. Clipping the heels of Scott. I mentioned with the health of Orange County means their bench is getting a lot stronger. She's Chatta on there tonight, as well as Kevin Partita. Good to see him back. Thomas Amang. We've seen him score goals at this level, so plenty of options on the bench for Danny Stone if he needs to turn to them in the second half.
Yeah, it's just one of those elements now that they felt like they gave away a match at the tail end of August against Las Vegas, scoring a couple of goals, having some confidence, but they cannot go into an offensive lull like they did prior to that. Scoreless in 5 straight.
Yeah, I mean, at one point they had almost an entire squad out, 11 players out.
Yeah.
With injuries, suspensions at times. Kyle Scott was suspended recently.
Dequa, the run here, outside playing it in the pursuit. Hervo, slow feed, great stop by Shuttler. The initial stop and the rebound, he gobbles that up. Oh, what a dandy from Colin Shuttler. He'll settle things down. This match continues to be scoreless.
That's what Colin Shuttler can do when he's feeling it. Lovely ball here, through by Fuson. Hervo with the cutback. Had a good view of it. Got back up to his feet, and that's a good second save as well. Paniotu is waiting on the doorstep. Take a good look at it here. It was a good height in the end for Shuttler, but he had to be quick to get back to his feet and scramble over to that near post. Second save perhaps even better than the first.
Yeah, sneaky with the left hand to kick it out. Shuttler in his 2nd season with Orange County.
I mentioned that suspension of Kyle Scott. That came 6-0 loss to Charleston, which was the end of Paul Hardiman's spell with this club. that game didn't really get out of hand until a little later. Both teams had 10 men at one point. Complete chaos, but yeah, Paul Hardyman, Orange County felt like they could still make a run at the postseason, but under a different gaffer. Danny Stone is that gaffer tonight for the second time.
Those random matches that just get away in the middle of the year, and you grab the tape and you throw it into the trash.
Listen, there's still things to learn from games like that, coaches will tell you, whether they believe that's the first bit of inexperience we've seen from Pedro Guimaraes tonight. One thing this club has done well so many times over the years, produce young talent, some of which they've been shipped off for profit.
Remember the U.S. Youth National Team, the U15s and the U16s, last 2 years respectively. 16-year-old local product doesn't have to travel far, which is always nice as a teenager developing into the prime years of his career. You get family and friends that get to support him. Yotu, who gave it up, wanted to give it back in the run. Strive from outside, never had a chance. 20th minute here from Orange County.
Orange County need to do a better job of keeping an eye on that man, Jack Panayiotou. That's what he can do there. He's got a little bit of something special when he's on the ball. Not the biggest kid in the world, but super skillful and technical ability to open you up in a heartbeat.
No real level set expectations for Rhode Island as an expansion club coming into this year. For Orange County, the thought was they'd be a playoff team. It was a matter of how high they would go and what they would look at season's end. A quality run last year, but I think it's a tall task for anybody in USL Championship to replace a dynamic scorer that was of the caliber of Milan Alaski.
As we mentioned, Brian Lasky, who is set to sit inside that central midfield role with Kyle Scott and certainly provide one of the best duos in the league. Down with that knee injury. It's a killer. And they've just hung around, won the God game here and there. And as we've seen in the Western Conference, just hasn't been enough wins from other teams around them. As a result, Orange County still in with a chance of making this postseason.
Out wide on the pursuit. Dogman trying to make a move, ran into a wall. Stephen Turnbull drops. They both get back up. Powers. Dylan in his 10th match with Orange County. Decent look. Panayiotou. Stop and go. He's got a lot of tread left on those tires, but no real support to join in the fray.
There's a guy with over 150 MLS appearances. Sure, he'd like to be using more of a traditional defensive midfield spot, but having to use him on the back line again tonight, as he did against Vegas.
More on that far boundary. Match has certainly slowed down a bit. Pace was good to open up. Panayiotou lost possession on it, but somehow it sprung it forward. The crossing attempt was well off the mark. Panayiotou getting it up very slowly. As you see him there. Just his 7th match with Orange County. Or excuse me, with Rhode Island, I beg your pardon. But against Orange County tonight, it's the first ever encounter between these two sides. So no historical information until tonight. Turnbull. Areva. A lot of new pieces making their way to USL Championship, but Ross, for Rhode Island, they're just bringing in familiar faces from different clubs. And to their credit, it took them a little while to gel, but it didn't take forever.
No. Yeah, again, if they turned just a few of those draws into wins as they were going along in the first half, they would certainly be in with a chance of getting a home semi-final, I mean, a home quarterfinal. Yeah, it's interesting how new teams are built, new clubs are built. Different owners and GMs go about it different ways. We've seen certain teams bring in a bunch of championship experience. Some bring more out from USL League One. Some go abroad, some go the college route. It's the exciting thing about when you do get to start your own club.
On the approach, weak side, Dikwa! Oh, Shuttler again! Colin Shuttler, a reactionary stop. Game continues to stay scoreless.
That was the best save of the night, no doubt, from Shuttler. Those are the most difficult ones, those balls through where Dikwa didn't actually shoot the ball. He was just trying to deflect it. As a goalkeeper, you really can't tell which way it's going to go, and Shuttler did a superb job going low to his right and palming it away.
Maribel at midfield. I know it's early, but Colin Shuttler is the leader right now for man of the match. Times you need your keeper to bail you out. Take a look at this again.
Panagiotou starting it off again, and Fuson jinking back inside. A lovely little chip ball. Then Dikwa got his right inside of his right foot to it, trying to direct it inside the near post, but Shuttler was up to the challenge. Panagiotou again. He's got such a low center of gravity. Trying to knock off the ball, even if he isn't the tallest player in the world. He's almost Messi-like with that low center of gravity. Ability to twist and turn. He had a nice little comeback tonight, did Mr. Messi?
Scored a couple goals, right?
He did.
Of course he did. Into the box. Here in the 26th minute. While we have a moment, Orange County SC's 5th annual Corporate Cup is coming up fast. Our 7-on-7 tournament, soccer tournament, is designed to be a fun, out-of-office adventure for the whole company. The tournament begins on Friday, September 27th. The final taking place here at Championship Soccer Stadium on Wednesday, October 9th, after OCSC takes on Colorado Springs. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/corporate-cup to sign up your office today. Dikwa on the giveaway. Dikwa, top of the box, out wide, a chance right back, looking for Dikwa. A little bit of too unselfish ball. And unfortunate for Rhode Island, not even a shot on goal.
It was a poor giveaway by Orange County in their own third. Getting a little sloppy here in the last couple of minutes. Speaking of sloppy.
Fuson, I don't know why he didn't elect to pull the trigger. I know there's moments in a match where a keeper might get inside your head, but we're still relatively early and never a bad time for Fuson to pull the trigger.
Shout out to the fans tonight here in the stadium. Shout out to the Rhode Island watch party tonight back at the Thirsty Beaver in Smithfield.
Have you been there?
What, to the Thirsty Beaver specifically, or to Smithfield, or to Rhode Island? I'm nil to all three of those.
Oh, okay. Not yet.
Not yet. I'd like to have a visit someday. Northeast, haven't traveled enough up there.
I've been in Newport, just not Newport, Rhode Island. Not yet, anyway.
Newport, Wales?
On a run here, Orange County trying to pursue this one. The ball is shanked. And acknowledging it, and knowing what he did not do with it, Cameron Dunbar. Dunbar would love to have that thing back.
Yeah, just snatched a little bit at it. I'm not sure if you knew how much time he had.
He grew up in LA County, Carson, California to be exact. Rhode Island can be a challenging place for a team to play once we get into the postseason. The question is, though, can Rhode Island capture enough points to climb up amongst the top 4?
Maybe you'll know how important that home quarterfinal is.
Dunbar.
Acres of space.
Yeah, it's been on a fast track, but gave it up. Trying to play this one around. Jamison and company just peel this thing back. Urias, the cross, volleyed away. Pressure stays here, though. Scott surveying the land. Chipped it through right side. Could be some trouble. Oh, just missing. It should be 1-0 Orange County. Unbelievable act, an unselfish ball, but this time a little bit too soft on the delivery. As we look back at this again, great setup from Scott and company.
The ball from Scott, the pull back for Zubak, and he was just a little off balance. Got his feet caught up and just couldn't direct it on net, because as you said, Dave, that really should be 1-0.
Best quality of the night for Orange County. Zubak doesn't miss many of those occasions. It all started with Scott having his head up and letting things unfold in front of him. I'm sure Ethan will recover nicely at some point tonight. One thing that Danny Stone had mentioned in the call earlier this week, felt like Zubak probably should have had a hat trick in their last match against Las Vegas. He had 2. They could have conceivably had 3. Matter of inches and whatnot. Deep one company. Panayotu. Forge forward into the attacking third. 31st minute, at the end of this opening half, we'll have stats, we'll have highlights, we'll have news and notes. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. All that and then some. How about this on the right-hand side? Movement for Orange County in front. Oh, they score! It looked like for a moment it was going to be some unselfish ball, but again, this time Orange County in heavy pursuit on the front foot. Jamison on the board. It's 1-0 for the home side.
For the first time tonight, Rhode Island falling asleep on their left side. This time it was Bryce Jamison in acres of space, and as you mentioned, Dave, it looked like he'd gone for the wrong option initially, but snuck it inside Jackson Lee's near post, I think. So Bryce Jamison looked up and then decided just to smash it. Yeah, that's not great from Jackson Lee. We'll get another look at it here. From this angle, see exactly where it beats him. No, it does beat him far post.
Wow.
That's a quality finish from Jamison.
Yeah, that's a bullet. And the thought is, when you have Jamison on that right wing, taking a glance across the middle, he's probably going to look towards target and give it up. Never mind all that, he let it rip. For Jamison, it's his 5th goal of the season. 31st minute, hometown faithful blowing some smoke, waving the flags, and they're on their feet. 1-0 for the home side.
Certainly looked like the more dangerous side in the final third in these first 32 minutes. So perhaps a deserved lead. Rhode Island have had their half chances, but Colin Shuttler has denied them. Jackson Lee couldn't do the same there down his end.
That Orange County goal brought to you by Hogue. And for Jamison, number 5 on the year. And it goes back what you just mentioned with Colin Shuttler. It's one thing to make a high volume amount of saves, but it's another to have timely stops. You're down 1-0 or 2-0 in your Orange County, you might feel deflated. But the fact that your keeper keeps you in a match, which you could be and should be losing, all of a sudden that'll ignite you. Counterpunch comes and Jamison does the rest. 1-0.
Yeah, and the coaches tell me most keepers just need you to make 3 saves a night.
Zubak gave it up, all through again. Heavy pursuit from Dunbar and company. It was a soft touch from Dogman. Maybe a little surprised that Dunbar didn't lay out.
Yeah, Dunbar, it didn't even look like he saw this ball coming. Great pace on it from Dogman. Yeah, it was maybe too much pace on it for Dunbar. Didn't anticipate the pass from his left midfielder enough. Certainly could be a case for this game being 2-2.
Yeah, it's a reality, but Dunbar, not a tall gentleman. He's at 5'4", so potentially he did not see it. And against the work, though, Dogman put that ball in an ideal spot.
Yeah, I think the pace just beat Dunbar to it. It was a good ball from Duggan, but forget how much pace matters when it comes to passes.
Yeah.
It's fine if it's in the right spot, but if there's too much pace or too little pace, unlikely to end up in the back of the net.
Turnbull. So Rhode Island down 1-0. The good news for Orange County, they survived flurries from the roadside. And much like they did a couple weeks ago, they have a first half advantage.
I certainly think there's at least a few more goals left in this game, which is as wide open things have been when they get into that final third. Both teams with XG over half a goal already. 9 shots total. Orange County with just the 1 on target. They found the back of the net.
Big lift, though, that they can have this lead into the locker room. Dunbar with the assist. And for Cameron, grabbing that helper, it's huge for him. Weak side volleyed around on the header. So Jameson's 5th goal of the season. Dunbar, his 3rd helper of the year. 1-0. Panayiotou just shovels it over on the right-hand side.
Orange County with a pretty good record when scoring the first goal this season. 7 wins, no draws, 2 losses. Meanwhile, Rhode Island only conceded first in 4 matches this season, which is an astounding stat. They failed to win any of those games when they've given up the first goal.
Fuson on the run. Panayiotou sliding away. Scott with good recovery. Turnbull. And now Rhode Island will recycle this back. Panayiotou wants to get it back and does. Panayiotou just had too much sauce on that ball. Went off of his left foot and skipped away. Well, we have a moment. 10-ticket flex packs, the best way to attend multiple matches, or to use all 10 tickets on your friends and family onto a match here at the Champ. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/flex-packs for more information. Nearing our way towards the end of the opening half. Had a few lulls, but for the most part, solid match. Rhode Island been stymied multiple occasions by Colin Shuttler. They can conceivably have at least 3 goals.
I'm going to correct myself on that stat I mentioned, Dave. Rhode Island, they haven't won any of their last 4 matches when conceding first. The last time they did was a victory over North Carolina on the 28th of July. Careful. Worked by Shuttler on the volley.
Panayiotou, the chip. Deekwa was looking for it. Oh, Shuttler just how that one go wide. Shuttler came out to challenge. Deekwa was on the right-hand side. Rhode Island in heavy pursuit of the equalizer. Let's look back at it.
Yeah, Panayiotou again. A lovely ball to Fuson in the channel there, and they had deflected wide. One could have gone anywhere. Panayiotou just seems to make everything look so easy. Finds the open man. More often than not, just floating into those holes. He's a great deliverer of set pieces, too. Not going to take this one, though.
And Nakim was left in a peculiar spot, backtracking against Fuson. Yeah, all amongst a handful of players. Shuttler was shielded from everybody. Fortunate of that ball scrambled out of the 18.
Just enough on it.
Turnbull. Moving, Fuson, the cross over left-hand side. Turnbull's shot blocked on the way through. It's an excellent block by the back line of Orange County.
That one was heading top corner.
Nearly out to midfield, Jackson Lee. We've seen some wild things happen with keepers out. Fuson, top of the box, nobody around the dark kits for Rhode Island. Zubak, quick touch, doesn't go back to him though. Pretty creative. Yao is in front. Great setting here at Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. Middle portion of the month. The teams only have a handful of matches left, and then that'll be that. Rhode Island on deck. They see FC Tulsa. For Orange County, they have a date with Monterey Bay. Luxury for Orange County is the travel will be short. Just heading up to near Central Coast, California. Unless, of course, they got to take a bus.
It's cheaper.
Oh, heads nearly collided. I don't know. Have you seen the gas prices in California, Ross?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, they're unforgiving.
Still cheaper than putting a vehicle up in the air, David.
Maybe. I say that tongue in cheek, of course. Scott. 41st minute. Orange County with the advantage. Jamison, his 5th of the year. Dunbar with the assist. Orange County 1, Rhode Island nothing. Marias.
Hasn't had a lot to do. You'd think Rhode Island might have made it a point to attack that side tonight, but they haven't done so yet.
I think
for the foul there.
I was going to say, I think the one interesting concept that I'll be curious to watch as we look both at Pedro and Jack Panayatu is how do those young players, how do they perform against the physical nature, right? You're talking about a 16-year-old and a 20-year-old. So you have to assimilate, you have to grow, and obviously you have to get strong in the weight room too. But it's like anything else when you elevate levels, whether you're playing in high school, Division I college, at the professional level, it's always the speed that's the first thing you have to catch up to.
Yeah, not just speed of physically, as speed mentally as well. Yeah. Things just happen a lot faster. Space closes a lot faster. Let's look at Cano Smith, what a job he's done in his first year, the man from Bermuda. Rhode Island fans in attendance tonight.
.43rd minute. Grant Stoneman. Fuson down the middle of the pitch, along with Dequa. Real estate was closed off them. Have not played a poor half. Shots right now favoring Rhode Island, 7 of 4. They have 3 on target to just the 1 for Orange County, but Jamison was the one that put it on net and it found the back of it. Keep an eye on the 4th official, see how much stoppage time we have. Back around, that is a peculiar foul. right there in a dangerous spot. Dylan Powers, the guilty party. Dylan knew it as soon as he made contact. He just turned and walked away.
From Turnbull, it's just late. Very, very late from Stoneman. Excuse me, Powers, not Stoneman, obviously. A bit clumsy from the veteran.
Only Powers' second yellow card of the year, but is a timely one.
Jack Panayiotou gets another foot towards the goal. Watch him with his left foot here. This one's set up perfectly for the youngster. Keeps on back on his feet.
Ibarra to the left of the ball, Panayiotou to the right.
Only two in the wall. An interesting choice for Shetland. Perhaps would have had one more. And the dangerous left foot of Jack Panayiotou.
Can he rip this in? Panayiotou, far bar, the top of the box. That drive never had a chance from Turnbull. That thing would have been 15 feet wide had it gone through the wall.
Perhaps trying to catch Orange County off guard there with the delivery instead of the shot, but I certainly would have taken a crack from there.
Fourth official indicating a minute of stoppage time, so 1 minute. IPA Physio halftime report is right around the corner. Scott looking around, Dunbar here. Dunbar letting it rip. Shot came too late though. Skying up for it was Jackson Lee, but they had too much track on it to ever have a chance of going in.
A superb last-ditch challenge by Frank Nodarce. Just slid in there. Got enough of that ball to pop it up in the air. Orange County once again looking dangerous on the break. Trying to get their fans into this one here. So it might be a final kick before the half.
Scott will take it. Kyle's been busy this season. Third year in Orange County, previously with FC Cincinnati. Also with Chelsea FC Academy. See what Scott does. Has a couple helpers on the year. Doesn't go that way. Back post. Zubak! Oh, he just missed that header. Right idea, trying to push it back the same way it came, and Rhode Island will escape, at least for the time being. Zubak twice in the opening half, staring at least a goal, but 45 minutes in the books, and Orange County has one.
A very encouraging half for the home team. That man, the difference so far at the break. See if Rhode Island get back into this one in the second half.
Shots in the opening half. Orange County getting outshot, but only by 2, 7-5 to Rhode Island. Shots on target, Rhode Island 3, Orange County 1. But Bryce Jamison, his 5th goal of the season. Cameron Dunbar, the helper, 45 minutes in the books from Irvine, California. Orange County leads Rhode Island by a count of 1-0. We'll be back.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
We are back at the break. Halftime report presented by IPA Physio, official physical therapist of OCSC. Ross Davenport, I'm David Gascon. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Ross, time for news and notes around USL Championship. What do we got?
Nick Marcanic, he's a pretty good player, Dave, from what I've heard. Sets the scoring record. He's off to Europe after this season. Louisville clinches, even though they lost. Well, they're losing tonight last time I checked. Pittsburgh, their unbeaten streak did end tonight, though, at 10 matches.
Should be interesting down the line with Bob Lilly's club recovering. They were a bottom basement team above Miami, but they're still pretty bad, and all of a sudden they have rectified themselves. We take a look now. Out-of-town scoreboard, USL Championship.
Take that back, Louisville did win tonight when it was Charleston that lost tonight to Colorado Springs. We'll get to that in a second, but Indy 11 has a big win for them over lowly El Paso. Detroit knocking off the Western Conference leaders, New Mexico United. Loudon, they were down 1-0 at the half. If you haven't seen that goal from Birmingham in that first half, go check it out. And Tampa Bay with a comeback win over Pittsburgh. And there's that confirmation that Charleston loss at Colorado Springs, always a tough place to play. Louisville win, and that big rivalry between Sacramento and Phoenix going on. Halftime there.
Dennis Sanchez and company with Las Vegas scoreless right now with Monterey Bay FC in the 25th minute. Take a look at the real-time standings in the West. Orange County, once on the outside looking in. See where they've snuck in.
Yeah, hanging out there above that red line for now. See if they can continue to stay there and have a good second half here and help perhaps extend their lead. Keep up with the likes of Phoenix Rising. Obviously a gap there between Phoenix and Oakland. And here's a look at the East where the gap is between the top two teams and Tampa Bay in third.
Yeah, things be dicey in the East as well. Not a lot of room for error. Hartford, who was 11th coming into tonight, is now 3 points back of Rhode Island and Loudoun United, 4 back of Birmingham, and 6 back of Indy 11. Anything can happen, we know this, and 3 points are optimal no matter where you're at, but for teams like Rhode Island, they have to get at least 8 points on the road. Those are huge.
Yeah, 5 points separating 11th and 6th.
Take a look now at the Jaeger Cup final coming up. Northern Colorado, a Hailstorm FC taking on Ford Madison FC. All that action coming up right around the corner in a couple weeks, September the 28th.
Yeah, that should be a fun one. Two teams that can bang the ball in the back of the net. Noco scoring goals for fun in qualification in the group stage. Into the final now, yeah. Two teams also above the playoff line in League One.
Well, at the end of this first half, fans have been treated to a good one. Great spirit on both sides of the pitch. Bryce Jamison, his goal. It's 5th of the season, the difference maker. Orange County 1, Rhode Island nothing.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Recentra bien el balón dentro del área. ¡Hombre, es el segundo! La combinación es buena. Se canta el 1-1 de local. ¡No te puedo creer! Increíble, Felipe. Y señoras y señores, la USL Championship.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, I said, I'd rather be famous instead.
Back here live from Orange County, IPA Physio halftime report. The official physical therapist, OCSC. Home team leading 1-0. Time right now for our halftime highlights. Ross, all kinds of things were going down in the first 45.
Yeah, it was a fun one, plenty of action. Only the one goal, we'll get to that in a minute, but in the 9th minute, Jack Paniotto had a bit of busy first half, dishing balls out like this. Great for Yao coming in at the far post. Didn't really trouble Shuttler much with that header, but Shuttler would be troubled quite a bit as this half went on. Made a couple of superb saves, which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah, he was brilliant on the night. His night is not over yet. 18th minute. Pursuit continues for Rhode Island.
Yeah, Fuson out wide. Ball's cut back to Stephen Turnbull. Quality save there at a comfortable height though, and then sticks the paw out to Shuttler to stop the ball back across. And Paniotto was waiting to finish that one off. Good job of Shuttler getting right back up.
The reactionary saves from Shuttler, but the barrage would continue with Paniotto and company.
Yeah, this was the best save of the night so far for Shuttler. Fuson with the left, little chip through decoy, gets the right foot on it, but Shuttler equal to the task. Go to his right to pawn that one away. That was the best one so far.
31st minute though, on the counter. A long ball here from Dunbar sets up Jameson out wide.
And Jameson surveying his options into the box, decided just to hammer it instead. Beats Jackson Lee. Watch from this angle. Jackson Lee leant slightly to his left. And that was all Jameson needed. Fired it home for the only goal in this game so far, but still plenty to play for at the break.
Numbers,
stats.
I was going to say, numbers, what do they tell you in this thing?
Tell us how close it was. I think the chances have both been quality for both sides. Orange County could certainly have scored more than the one goal. Made a couple of chances that they whiffed on. Didn't really trouble Jackson Lee too much other than the goal. Yeah, still plenty to play for, as we said, between two teams. But certainly need the 3 points.
It is a good one so far. Orange County having the advantage. The question is, can they build on it? And can they hold on? Second half right around the corner. Orange County on Jameson's goal, leading Rhode Island 1-0. in this match is presented by Patterson Auto, the official partner of OCSC. The Noah Bernard Out Foundation wants to remind fans to never drink and drive and get home safely. Also brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Halftime right now, 1-0 is the score. Orange County out in front over the opposition from Rhode Island. First ever encounter between the two sides here on Orange County's home field, and so far, so good. Bryce Jamison, his 5th goal of the season. Cameron Dunbar, the assist. And Colin Shuttler is holding things up on his end of the bargain right now. Orange County not comfortable, but they could take anything they have right now. They're looking for a victory, their first since July.
Yeah, looking a lot better. Obviously had that extra bit of practice with the bye under new interim coach Danny Stone, and it seems to have worked. Bit of a new system. Scott always around the ball. A good matchup tonight between him and Jack Panagiotou in the middle. We'll see if either of those two has something to say about the result of this match in the second half. You did think they will. Too much talent.
How difficult is it to change or at least implement your philosophy and your strategy and have players adapt?
I mean, I think if Danny Stone was smart, you got what you got to work with, right? You can't change things too much.
Yeah.
I think you can bring some of his concepts in, but can't just completely wipe the slate clean and start again at this point in the season. So I think Danny Stone will have made it as easy as possible for the Orange County players to adapt to whatever he wants to bring in. It's clearly worked so far tonight. They certainly haven't looked out of place against a playoff team in the East.
So if I were to ask you a personal question,
go on.
If you're Danny Stone, what kind of changes would you make now in the second half?
I wouldn't make any just yet. I think you've looked pretty comfortable. Going to have the extra legs against the team that did play last weekend, so trying to make it as late as possible to make the changes. But as you mentioned, they do have some attacking talent on the bench. I think as long as it stays 1-0, you won't have to use any of that talent other than just for fresh legs. Ashish Chatta could perhaps provide a little more defensive options at defensive midfield. Thomas Amang, if you need a striker up there as well. So yeah, these first 15 minutes of the second half go, I think, before Danny Stone thinks about making any changes.
I had to use that line. It was a quality line from a, not an old school movie, but a movie that's a little dated, the Thomas Crown Affair. Pierce Bronson and Rene Russo.
It's quality acting there, but I have not watched it.
You check it out on an off night. It's the best time of the year for sports, so I don't know when that'll be for you.
I got a day off tomorrow after I watch the North London Derby in the morning. I'm not sure why I agreed to do that at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Does that mean that you're having Guinness at 9 a.m.? Is that what you're doing?
I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to be finding myself some sausages and bacon and eggs, or perhaps on one plate.
There you go. All like in one giant burrito or
no,
sandwich?
Spread out nicely in the form of an English fry-out breakfast, as we call it.
All right, fair enough. We turn things over here into the second half. Orange County from left to right. Rhode Island from right to left in the dark kits. So if there's nothing to change for Orange County, what do you do conversely for Rhode Island? Because, I mean, to a man, I got to feel like they played a quality brand of soccer in the first 45.
Yes, listen, they forced Shuttler into some quality saves. Perhaps not enough shots to my liking, but listen, continue to feed Jack Panagiotou. Noah Fuson up front.
Lamb. It's going to call Lamb's number in the first 45, which is a good thing. Not burned at all. Not a liability. Never is. Lamb has played 27 matches this year, and he has started in all 27. A couple goals, 3 assists. The man down the road from San Diego. Played actually locally here in Orange County. Cal State Fullerton, a member of the Big West Conference. They've gone back and forth on many of occasions with UC Irvine, who tends to be the Big West Conference champion, but the Big West locally has Cal State Fullerton and UC Irvine, UC San Diego now. There's an added addition, UC Riverside out in the IE.
So much soccer talent out here in the West.
Ashish Chatta, who plays for Orange County, played at UC Irvine. Drive from out, had too much English on it. Screaming past Jackson Lee from Jamison, vying for a brace.
He found himself a little bit of a soft spot in the channel there. Decided to unleash.
How do you evaluate Jamison so far in the night?
He's an interesting talent. He's very athletic. He can pinch in front that right side as he did just there. Injury here for Rhode Island. I think Jamison has found his space. He's took advantage of the one chance he got, and that's all you can really ask.
Yeah, his goal in the first half, the difference maker so far. Danny Stone and his troops composed tonight. Not that they weren't a couple weeks ago, but a bit discombobulated after having a 2-0 lead. Las Vegas jumped all over him. Grant Stoneman trying to do some calf raises. Question is that a pop? Is it a strain? Is it a small injury?
Yeah, calves are tricky ones. He's going to try and run this one off.
Super delicate, especially where that is, just above the Achilles tendon. Second half just got underway, and yeah, if you were Stoneman, inclined to err on the side of caution. We'll find out.
Speaking of caution, Jackson Lee's just going to go long instead of messing around with this one in his own box. Jackson Lee perhaps should have done a little better on the goal. It was well hit by Bryce Jamison, but Jackson Lee caught a little flat-footed. We have to say he didn't even make a dive on it or really stick out a hand or a foot, and Stoneman's back on to try and run this one off.
Curious what that is for Stoneman. Keep an eye on number 5.
Former Lansing Ignite man. Club that only lasted 1 year in the first year of USL League One. A few players still hanging around from that team. Tumi Moshabani as well.
Second half getting underway. Rhode Island, after tonight's contest, returns home, and they'll see FC Tulsa on September the 21st. Orange County will be on the road. They'll stay in California, though. They go to Monterey Bay. As we buzz through September and into October before the playoffs start. Feels like Sacramento, New City, the cream of the crop in each of their respective conferences. But there's plenty of teams who'd love to pose an argument against them. Aravo, Paniatu sprung forward on the left-hand side. Alves into the box, weak side, the header goes wide of the cage. Shuttler was tracking it properly.
Turnbull once again getting involved from that right wing back spot with the diving header. Deflected away. So JJ Williams score from a corner kick. Recently, not on the field tonight. We'll see if his delivery is from the 0-2 from this right side.
To the back post, good elevation, lobbied around, but cleared though by Scott. Shuttler was looking around, seeing where he was on his line. With all kinds of congestion there in the 6, was never comfortable. Rhode Island 8 wins in the year. 8, 6, and 13.
Both these teams with 8 wins on the season. Obviously Orange County with a few more losses. Looking to avoid that tonight. I think this guy has a name. Does he have a wrestling name, David?
It's not Rey Mysterio. I can promise you that.
Something with Naranja in it, I think.
I don't know. I got to put you on the spot. What would your wrestling name be?
It's a tough one.
Maybe you could steal a wrestler's music too. But this out wide, Orange County looking for an insurance marker.
Dunbar has just been off with many things tonight. Past his shots, you can see Cano Smith not happy with how his team's performing at the moment.
Despite missing on some opportunities, I think Dunbar is going to feel fortunate enough to have the opportunities that were given to him.
He's found himself in the right spots. Just hasn't been able to turn it into quality scoring chances. Still only 2 shots on goal for OC. 3 for Rhode Island.
That means nothing right now if Shuttler is going to play as well as he has.
He hasn't had a ton to do in a while.
Expected goals for both these teams under 1. 0.73 for Rhode Island, 0.64 for Orange County. Flung forward on the right-hand side. The drive! Shuttler got a hand on it, and it grabs some woodwork too.
Just as I say, he's done nothing. Mr. Herbie. Again, Jack Panagiotou with one of those balls. It seems like every ball that leaves his foot finds the intended target with the right pace, the right direction. You can see why he's on an MLS roster. Classy midfielder.
Albert Dequa came firing off that right corner and let it rip, but Shuttler quick on his toes just to get a paw on it. Heavy contact here.
Frank Nadase made a bit of a meal of that. Ethan Zubak agrees.
It's a kidney shot. Don't drop anybody. Alves. Darcy push forward. Not on the same page though. A little disconnect with Ibarra. Fans applauding Colin Shuttling for good reason. '56th minute. Orange County, who had the possession advantage in the first half, trying to carry it over here in half number 2. Well, they're worried about those building on a lead, or at least making the 1-0 advantage hold up. Into the box, Zubak and Lee. That thing almost had some backspin to screw ball in. And now I have a little bit of a Nodarse-Zubak connection. Zubak and Alves. Zubak getting his jersey tugged on by anyone that's around.
He finally got some help from a teammate. 4 against 1 there. It was a lovely ball in from Dogman. The defense in the end by Nadase, but that ball almost spun back inside that near post. Jackson Lee was scrambling over there trying to ensure it didn't. I don't think he would have got there in time.
All right, ladies, raise those both fingers high in the sky. Get on your feet for an OCSC corner kick.
Kasifli here in the corner.
Referee Trevor Wiseman's done a good job tonight of keeping this game nice and clean.
Change coming up in a moment for Rhode Island. Lee 2-hands it out. Scott to the right-hand side, and Lamb. Lamb trying to elude. Rhode Island trying to make one change. Orange County staying put with what they have. Comfortable in certain spots for Orange County, thanks to Colin Shuttler.
Managed to weather the storm so far. This change coming from around in a minute may put a little more pressure on them. Get to that when it happens.
Now they're a club that has not won since July 20th. Needing to win, putting the work in, not getting the results that they have in weeks past. Moraes, who's played well, second match with Orange County. Orange County just moving this ball around. Gotta imagine this is probably a bit frustrating for Rhode Island.
A little bit trying to chase the game and the score as well as chase the ball around. It's poor there though from Orange County. And then we're going to make those changes, or change, just the one change for now, and it's a big one. Georgia Quazera fresh off African Cup of Nations qualifying with Rwanda. A couple of big results. Tied Libya 1-1 and tied Nigeria 0-0. Tough Group D. Long trip back midweek, but able to go here for half an hour or so. Provide a bit of pizzazz on this left side in place of Gabriel Alves.
Razara comes in. A couple goals, 4 assists on the year. Rojea making his 21st appearance of the season. Offside rule. The question is, how many changes will Rhode Island make tonight? And when do they occur? Do they become staggered throughout the second half? Miss a play, Kasipli. Scott, who got ran over.
Well, the contact from Fuson, but no whistle. Watch out. Too much pace on that. All the way through to Jackson Lee.
Yeah, Dunbar was the recipient.
Yeah, this game's slowed down quite a bit in the second half.
Personnel, for the most part, has stayed the same. Panayotu. Herveo. Into the box. Panayotu just couldn't get loose.
It was a half chance. He was looking to try and get it back onto his favorite left foot. Unfortunately for him, Orange County defender stuck a foot in there, knocked it away.
Now it's Orange County's time to defend. Let's see what they do in Dikwa here. Dikwa lobs this ball. Nobody around in dark colors. Erivo pushes it over to Ibarra. Erivo. Rhode Island being just as patient as Orange County was previously. Fuson on the touch. Rojea. Pizzera running out of real estate, gave it up. Nice job by Fuson to trail in the play, working back post. Nice setup for Rhode Island, but they could not capitalize again. Dequel on his backside, he's been flirting a bit.
Superb ball in from Fuson. Had the pace and direction. Dequel just couldn't get his head on the right side of the ball. As Kevin Partida come in and relieve Kevin Duggan. Did a yeoman's work on that left side tonight.
Substitution brought to you by MedQuit. So Partida in, Dogman out.
His 9th appearance of the season. Partida had been wrecked by injury this season.
While we have a moment, Orange County SC's 5th annual Corporate Cup is coming up fast. Our 7-on-7 tournament, soccer tournament that is designed to be a fun out-of-office adventure for your whole company. The tournament begins on Friday, September 27th, with the final taking place here at Championship Soccer Stadium on Wednesday, October 9th, after OCSC takes on Colorado Springs. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/corporate-cup to sign up your office today.
Partida, more of a defensive central midfielder than where Dogman was playing out wide. So Dunbar may move out to the left now. Partida will sit just behind Kasipli and Kyle Scott. A more defensive presence in the middle of the field.
Let's see what kind of impact Pizzera does have for Rhode Island. Erivo. Clubs will continue to make some changes here. Just over 2/3 of the way home. It's been a fun match. Expected to see some goals. All we have is the one from Jamison.
And limited chances in the final thirds, and those chances when they've come. Colin Shuttler, excuse me, stood on his head and made some great saves. Been a quieter night for Jackson Lee. Just 2 shots on target for Orange County, and one of them went in. Just the one save for the Australian. Looks like they may go to JJ Williams here in a second, provide a different look from Dequa.
And Dequa's played well tonight.
Yeah, should have had a goal in that first half. Shuttler got down low, palmed it away.
That's the problem at this time of the year. The chances you cannot capitalize on become magnified at this junction of the year. Jamison out wide, the toe tap, left-hand side. Lee comes out on a mad scramble to clear it.
He had to there. I think it was perhaps Dunbar coming in from that left side, was wide open. Dunbar out there on the left. There's an acres of space. Jackson Lee had to make a decision, and he made the right one. Come for that ball.
Orange County trying to win for the first time since July the 20th. They've only been 500 here at home in Irvine. On the road, a little bit different. Good ball through. Nice heel kick. Zubak unable to capitalize on that ball was Kasipli.
Right back by Cruzera. We thought he was going to be more involved on the offensive end, but that was a key interception. Take it off the toes of Kasipli. The man from Rwanda is now getting forward.
On the chip. Zera out wide. Darce. Zara joined Rhode Island at the beginning of this year. A couple years in Montreal in MLS. Selected by CF Montreal, the 15th overall pick in 2022. Yusan, touch and go. Rhode Island being a little bit more deliberate on this sequence. They move this ball around ever so patiently. Panayotu has had some decent looks tonight. Something of a high danger spot for a shot on goal. Rhode Island trying to muster through. Oh, Shuttler says no to Albert Dikwa. Dikwa's going to have him in his nightmares all night long as Colin Shuttler standing tall.
There's an acrobatic shot attempt from Dikwa. Ball was at an uncomfortable height for him. He did well coming back towards the halfway line, and that's a good spot save from Shuttler. Right place at the right time.
Dikwa probably staring at 3 goals tonight if it wasn't for Shuttler. Some changes coming up now for both sides. And just as you mentioned, Ross, J.J. Williams coming in. That's probably the guy that you want to see make an impact here late. But unfortunately for them, with Williams coming in, Dikwa comes out. And, I mean, great effort from Albert. The unfortunate thing is there's no moral victories. And he's not going to show up in the box score for his performance.
No, yep, had plenty of chances tonight, just couldn't beat Colin Shuttler. Sometimes that's just the way it goes when you're a striker. You find a goalkeeper in red hot form, as he was tonight, had those couple of early saves that really set him up well for the rest of the game. But J.J. Williams, certainly a guy with enough talent to find the equalizer here. Perhaps more in the final 20 minutes. As you can see, big physical presence up top. So he can maybe up top on his own now. Line of 3 behind him.
Norris comes in. Brito comes in for Rhode Island, along with J.J. Williams. So the changes on both ends of the pitch, necessary. Norris, he gets sandwiched and dropped. 10-ticket flex packs, the best way to attend multiple matches or to use all 10 tickets on your friends and family out to a match here at the Champ. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/flex-packs for more information.
And Norris, 18 years old, dribbled himself into a bit of trouble there. Got bailed out by the foul by Cruzera. Not a place you want to turn over in the middle of the park against this team, especially now the way they're set up, Rhode Island.
So each team that's made a handful of changes So far, the only difference has been the man between the pipes, Colin Shuttler. Shuttler has an average night. This match is a blowout for Rhode Island.
He stepped up when he's been needed to. A chance for Bryce Jameson to get going. And going to come back for the foul. And Zubak.
There's still time to sign up for Orange County USC's 5th annual Poker Cup on September 22nd.
Feels like the way that Shuttler has performed tonight, you have to give him the goal support to get 3 points.
Yeah, they'd certainly love one more here. Put this one to bed, perhaps.
Yeah, I think a draw here is demoralizing for Orange County, especially because of how their keeper played tonight in Shuttler.
They really haven't forced Jackson Lee to do enough, in my eyes.
Right.
Some time here for that to change, though. There's a chance for Norris to perhaps stretch the legs.
Lamb has been good tonight. Pushes it out wide. The cross disrupted. Finagled around. Low line drive delivery that was blocked on the way through. Ryan Flood, who's out there now.
The third corner in this entire game. Danny Stone so close to his first win as an interim manager here in Orange County.
And Danny Stone's been around the block.
All right, fans, you know what
loves talking ball. Scott high bender, the elevation. Oh, nearly making the connection with Zubak. Zubak climbed the ladder. Showed some hops there, but just missed.
Orange County does have some winnable games down the stretch. Monterey Bay, El Paso, Hartford. Certainly teams you'd expect to pick up 3 points against if you want to make the postseason. El Paso is away, as well as Monterey Bay, as you mentioned, next week, Dave. Not a long trip by any means. The big home match against Phoenix, away at Vegas. They love revenge for that recent loss when they looked like they had the game in the bag and blew it.
This would be a tough trip home for Rhode Island if they can't capture a point. They've been good tonight, and at times special. 13 shots so far, 5 on target. Albert Dequa, who left this contest, subbed out, but can't ask for more than what Dequa provided, except a finish or two. More changes for the Rhode side.
The last two of the evening as Grant Stoneman comes off. Straight up swat there, right center back, Halstad in. Zach Haravo doing a good job tonight, going 75 minutes. Replaced by Mark Doyle in the middle of the park.
Clay Holstad, man from Birmingham, Alabama. Doyle out there as well. So those are the two changes for Conno Smith. I feel like you've pulled just about every lever correctly. You can't go out there and score by yourself.
Yeah, he has to be frustrated. He's not banging his head against the invisible wall. Going to get Jack Paniotu involved again. He's been a bit quiet here over the last 15 minutes. In the middle of the park now, in acres of space. Can't find him though. A chance for OC to break.
Scott pushes the on-man rush. Dunbar contact on the right-hand side. Nobody saw it. Dunbar, Scott.
The fans saw it. You heard their reaction. Bryce Jameson hitting the deck. Looks like we'll learn a corner here.
A little peculiar because it was away from the play.
All right, fans, you know what to do. Get up and get loud. It's time for the OCSC corner kick.
See what Scott does here in the corner. Nice bender in. Only around the light kids for Orange County. Let's see if Scott tries his luck a second time. They can get one more goal. He's make him feel comfortable against this Rhode Island squad that's been pesky tonight. Shetler making some history tonight, passing Patrick Rakowski. He's the all-time saves leader. Orange County SC history. Question is, can he seal the deal now? The record's one thing, but the other record, the team record, is another right now.
Yeah, you'd much rather have 3 points if you could give that record back, that's for sure. I have a feeling he might have to make at least 1 or 2 more saves tonight, I think.
Zara bending away, a header, has a chance. Shetler would have been there. Colin tracking the ball well tonight. It's one thing to make saves because you're in the right position, but you have to get there. Looks like he's been reading plays well, which is obviously priority number 1.
And that's when goalkeepers are making what you think look like easy saves, is because they put themselves in the right position, as you said, Dave. He certainly made a couple of nice low ones as well earlier tonight. Ooh, hear that one from here.
Yeah. Immediate booking.
And Zubak upset with himself.
Yeah, no ill will for Zubak. But yes, you can hear it all the way from San Diego. That thing was loud.
Right on the shin pad, I hope.
Oof.
Some of these guys these days wear such small shin pads. Or none at all, it seems sometimes.
Yeah, Ibarra, it sounded like a piano was dropped on his foot. But he got back up quickly. So Zubak stuck on yellow now. Rhode Island running out of time, 81st minute. They do have some runway though. They're only down a goal. 14 shots for them. Some contact inside the 18. Trevor Weissman being barked at right now, but he's not going to call it that cheaply.
Panayotu went down a little easily. Defensive work. Kevin Partita tracking back.
One of the better played matches tonight in USL Championship.
And the passing stats tell that story as well. Both teams right around 88% passing accuracy. Both over 80% in the opposition's half as well.
Question is there a payoff for one team? Is there only a moral victory for the other?
By Bryce Jameson, but feeling some cramp perhaps in that calf or hamstring. Dennis does still have a couple of subs if he needs to use them. See if Jameson is able to go. So Danny Stone might be getting the sub ready to go.
Frank Darcy just escorting him out of bounds. I don't know if I've seen that.
He's a stirrer. Oh, Frank Darcy. Seen it already tonight, earlier.
Yeah. I have not seen that in quite a while. And another player down.
And Scott. Gives Danny Stone a little extra time to figure out what he's going to do with these last couple of subs. Now Darcy now, is he going to drag Carl Scott off as well?
I don't know. It's a good question.
He's hanging around. A word with the ref. Stone and his assistants just trying to sort things out tactically when if they do make a change. Smith, a frustrated figure. The old checking the watch.
It's tough. Long flight from East Coast to West Coast. Question is, do they have something to smile about when they depart?
Danny Stone will certainly be waiting to hear if Carl Scott is able to continue, key part of this midfield. He's playing very well tonight. He's limited the effectiveness of Jack Panagiotou. Scott walks a little gingerly to the sideline.
Valiant effort from Scott. All in all, about 2.5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes delayed because of injury.
She's Chatta getting ready to come in. That would be a straight swap for Scott, who's now back on the field with Jameson. His OC down to 9 men for a split second. Scott looks to be okay, though. Next is Jameson, the goal scorer tonight. The difference in this game so far.
Both back on the pitch. Jameson's goal was in the first half. Dunbar with the assist, and that's been everything for Orange County.
Zubac gives up. Free kick in a very dangerous position here.
He has to be careful. He's on yellow.
Panagiotou with the in-swinger. Perhaps is the choice here. And they borrowed there as well.
See Doyle and Yao all with good size. Barra's going to take it in the middle of the park. Headed away. Holstad lobbied up, pinned away, and Darcy was cheating a little bit. Bouncing around. Orange County trying to get this thing into harm's way. Tita came in a few minutes ago, bringing his legs rather loose. Rhode still on the attack. 86th minute. I venture to guess we'll have at least 5 minutes of stoppage time at the bare minimum. More changes. Thomas Among coming in the contest. Ashton Miles, local guy from Fullerton, California, will come in as well. Kyle Scott getting the applause. He fared well tonight.
Yeah, did a lot of hard work in the middle of the park. Wasn't rewarded with too many goal-scoring chances or chances created for others. The usual great effort by the English midfield, and Ashton Miles coming on, so a defender on for a midfielder. Thomas Amon going to get some fresh legs up front. Ashton Miles, athletic youngster, got plenty of height. See where he slots in.
Necessary changes for Orange County. Yeah, there's some tired legs out there. Zara wanted to get it back. Actually, a pretty good takedown of Doyle by Miles. Doesn't take him down. Quazera's out on the edge. And he's going to put pressure on the back line of Orange County.
He still wants an extra body in the wall here. Orange County defenders need to focus here. Don't lose your marker. Spanieto's going to put this on a dime as he has all night. Of course, as soon as I say that, it's probably his poorest delivery of the evening.
He'd love to have that one back. Turnbull forcing it, got it right back. And Flood is down, and Turnbull going to see yellow.
Does that change the free kick, though? I don't think it does. Stays the way. Dead ball foul. Just the reaction after he was fouled as Flood is down now. Calling out the trainer. Jackson Lee's all the way down from his goal to have a word with the referee. Let's see if we see here. Maybe he comes up for this free kick. Rhode Island's player is saying he's okay. Here's another look at what happened here. Yeah, the shove in the back from Flood. A bit of an overreaction from Flood after that. There's certainly a little bit of contact from Turnbull. Perhaps not enough to knock Flood over. We'll stay with the original free kick. And he's still imploring his guys to hold on to this 1-0 lead.
It's a good acting job by Flood. It's quality right there.
Certainly made the most of it.
You know, Hollywood's only a couple miles away. This match has been elongated because of the inactivity. Top of the box dry. That thing is airmailed.
It's halfway to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, Shetland will certainly take his time with this one.
We might be venturing close to 7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes of stoppage time.
Still just 2 shots on target in the second half for Rhode Island. Give credit to the Orange County defensive setup, limiting them to that, throwing everything at it.
See how Rhode Island plays this final stage. He's been all over the place out of his net. Does he creep up? We'll find out. Turnbull, who just picked up yellow. Play is wiped away. 7 minutes of stoppage time.
As you can see, not pleasing the home fans.
Handful of players that were down for a good 3 minutes. Scott was one of them. Header lobbied up and missed on that attempt. And again, the crosses have been of high quality for Rhode Island. It's just the execution hasn't been there.
Well, it's good defending from Ashton Miles. That's what he's in there for, to keep an eye on J.J. Williams when it comes to the aerial stuff. Goal side there, in good position, forced the wayward header from Williams.
Rhode Island came into this contest with a +4 goal differential. They want to keep it at that. They'll have to find an equalizer late into the night.
Some oohs and ahs as that ball goes flying into the Rhode Island bench. There's some venom on it too. And Norris wasting time.
I don't know what Norris is doing. I get it's gamesmanship.
Now Owen Lamb just advancing down the field. But listen, that takes a few more seconds off the clock.
Unbelievable. It's torturous.
I know Smith's not waiting around. He's going to be ball boy here for a second.
turning around, and Orange County, if they can get this win, it'll be their first since July the 20th. Imagine they'll have to hold off Rhode on for at least one more, maybe two more pushes. Zara. Pretty good defending by Orange County, not wavering a whole lot. Holstad to the right-hand side, Turnbull. Gave it up. Defense unwavering so far for Orange County.
It's just silly there from Flood. Rhode Island going away from the goal. There's too much contact. Can't give this team too many more chances to deliver dangerous balls into the box. You have to think.
Ibarra, Panayiotou. You see Nodarse there. Nodarse and Yao lengthy inside the 18. Ibarra will take it this time. The header, the elevation, Schudler again with the right hand. He shuts the door once again for Orange County.
Colin Schudler saving the best for last. That was a world-class save on the deflection. Just stuck his paw up and knocked it over. Let's take a little look at this one again. Oh my word, he was going one way and the ball went back the other way. He's managed to stick an elbow up and keep it out.
Clay Holstad's header just missed. Panayiotou, the drive from Turnbull had a lane. I think Ibarra might have accidentally got in front of it. Friendly fire, perhaps. And Lee comes all the way out.
It's a good physical challenge win there by Flood. Making up for that silly free kick. Offside, perhaps, on Zubak, no? Now says the referee. Now they're going to get the call.
Lee quickly working. See if that ball has too much pace on it. Good defense. Pushed into the attacking third. This match is now turned into a track meet, it feels like.
Yeah, Rhode Island, obviously Clifton going direct. Losing perhaps to be a little exposed at the back. Dunbar's not going to get to this one. Oh, maybe he will on the second attempt.
Thomas Among out wide. He's got Zubat trying to find him. Among, right-hand side, he pulls the trigger. Jackson Lee on a relatively easy stop. Zubat gets that ball in the middle of the park. He's off to the races by his lonesome. So remember that play in the closing minutes.
Space here for Rhode Island on the right, though.
This one played through Schudler. Oh, it was a scary proposition. Everyone missed that thing.
Yeah, that was one of those ones that could easily have just bounced into the far corner. J.J. Williams in the vicinity. Schudler was beaten by the bounce. Asking how much is left. 1-2 is the answer.
Zubac played well tonight. He's created some chances. Some contact here and a foul.
The coach will tell you a good defense starts with your strikers, and Ethan Zubac has worked hard tonight. Good press on his own, tracking back. As Norris goes down and earns a foul that could be the last major play in this game.
Yeah, Orange County not in any kind of hurry. Lamb. Require Rhode Island to go the full length of the field and Turnbull.
Perhaps one more chance here for the visitors to try and salvage a point.
Zara quickly on the touch, Ibarra. Georgia, who gave it up. There's 7 minutes of stoppage time. Zara, not a lot of real estate to move around. Turned over, Among has it. Get his way from some traffic. Zubac on the heel, push forward. Thomas Among
pulled a muscle, it looks like.
Yeah, he is up and wobbly, and then forced down for a good measure.
End of a frustrating night. Karifa Yao with the shove, and that should perhaps do it. You see Thomas Among. He's just trying to get to the corner with that. Pulled something. Didn't manage it.
Yeah, he came up lame and did not start this match, so coming in rather cold per se. It is a tough proposition for a player that wants to give max effort. And we have reached full time here in Irvine. Orange County gets their first win since July the 20th. And I must say, this is a heartbreaking loss to Rhode Island. They were valiant, they were brave, they were creative, and the only thing they missed tonight was the finish.
Yeah, Colin Shuttler, monster night for him. Danny Stone, congrats on his first win. You can see what it means to him. His first victory as an interim coach as he tries to earn perhaps the full-time gig going into next season.
Take a look at the highlights in this contest, but more so to the point of our Hogue man of the match. Who else would it be? Colin Shuttler, he is it.
Yeah, he made 2 or 3 great saves in the first half, including this one here off the right foot of Dequat. Superb, getting down low to his right. Dequat again here. This was a lovely save onto the bar. He would save his best for last. Not that one, it was a little deflected ball. Coming up here in a second. He was going one way, ball went the other way, and Shuttler managed to bat it away to salvage his team the 3 points.
Yeah, he saw 17 shots tonight, 6 of them on target. He is our Hogue man of the match, Colin Shuttler. He was a hero in a loud kind of way. And for Orange County SC, a badly needed victory. It's their 9th of the season. Now it's good for 31 points. They move up the ladder. Rhode Island falls to 8, 7, and 13. Post-game show is coming up next. We'll get you some stats. We'll get you some highlights. Bryce Jamison, the game-winning goal. Colin Shuttler is the man of the match. He did it all for the home side. Tonight's post-game presented by Raising Canes. Everyone for Orange County raising their fists with a victory. I feel like forever since they got one, Ross, but it was earned, it was needed, and they were desperate to get 3, and that's exactly what they accomplished.
Monster 3 points for the home team.
Time for our full-time highlights. They're brought to you by Omega Accounting. And right now in the 31st minute, all we had tonight was the game-winning goal, and that was it for Bryce Jamison.
Jamison anchors of space into the right side of the box and just hammers it inside Jackson Lee's far post. Jackson Lee perhaps should have done better and stuck the right paw up, but it was far too late. Goal that moves Orange County now above the playoff line into 8th place over Tulsa by virtue of head-to-head for now.
Albert
Colin
Dequa.
Shuttler, what a night for him in between the pipes.
Yeah, Albert Dequa, one of many chances on the night. The right-footed poke, Shuttler got a hand on it and hit some woodwork. Dequa would also be continuing with his work. 69th minute, the pursuit was on for Rhode Island, and they were relentless with their attack, Ross, to their credit. They didn't give up. They were frustrated, I'm sure. Dequa here with the right-footed trigger, but again, Colin Shuttler slamming the door shut.
Yeah, 9 shots in that second half for Rhode Island, 3 on target. Shuttler kept them all out. This was probably the best one of the lot. The deflected shot, Shuttler was going one way. Stuck his right arm up, got enough on it to keep it out.
Take a look at the final numbers in this thing. Full-time stats, full-time highlights. We have all of it and then some. Let's tally up the Hogue final stats, though, because this thing was a lot of fun, Ross.
It was, yeah, for a 1-0 game. Both teams with chances. Rhode Island, a long trip back to the East Coast with no points, and as the Eastern Conference goes, looking for perhaps to consolidate that spot above the playoff line, but now only 2 points above red-hot Pittsburgh, who did end up losing tonight to Tampa Bay.
Kind of odd, but yeah, this thing is a coin flip, and you figure with Rhode Island, they're going to go back home, and I think for Connor Smith, he has to do what he can to help encourage his team and keep their heads up, because they played a good brand of ball tonight, but they got stymied by a hot keeper.
Yeah, it's just one of those nights. Sometimes it happens. Colin Shuttler in the zone and earning his team crucial 3 points tonight, getting back into the playoff race.
And the all-time saves leader in Orange County SC history, he passes Patrick Rakowski. He is now #1. Well, that'll do it from Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. Orange County gets their first victory since July the 20th. They pulled off. They beat Rhode Island 1-0. For my broadcast partner, Ross Davenport, and our entire crew, this is David Gascon saying so long from Rhode, California. Orange County wins it 1-0. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. So long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.